some really great tips and suggestions for everyone to be aware of in case disaster does strike. It's really important that you think about your pets and plan for your pets in the event of a disaster. So thank you so much, Julie, for taking time to stop by and join us on Streamathon for Pets. If you are just tuning in, Streamathon for Pets is a fundraiser for small and independent pet businesses who are struggling right now as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a relief fund that is managed through the Players Philanthropy Fund. And we would love it if you could donate and help these small pet businesses that are in need of some financial assistance right now. These are essential pet businesses. The pet industry thrives and is driven by and through the economic renaissance of the small pet business community. So lots of great organizations that are doing amazing things. We want to help uplift them right now, and your dollars will go directly to do that. So once again, thank you, Julie, for joining us this morning on the Streamathon for Pets. We've got our next guest coming up. If you are a fan of the creepy crawly, scaly, cold-blooded friends, we have the Austin Reptile show coming up in just a moment. But real quick, I was touching on why we're doing this. And so we reached out to a lot of small businesses. We invited them to apply for the grants. And I just want to read some testimonials that we received, just so you can maybe feel the struggle that they're going through right now. So just to highlight a few from Kex Haven LLC. You can find them at Kex, that's KECKS, Haven, HAVEN.com. And they say, we are an award-winning pet sitting and dog walking business in Wentzville, Missouri. So we're coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. They had 5 employees and they had to lay off 3 of them, and another they'll have to lay off another one next week. I hope that person's not watching. But they are a thriving pet sitting business and have dropped to 0 revenue right now as a result of this. So they would use the money to pay their primary employees, to pay their vendors, accounting and marketing person, and a local business as well. So that right there, that just tells you how much these businesses are struggling to survive right now. They rely on, our pets and the business that's generated from our pets. I'm just looking through some of these submissions so that I can bring you, some of these. As I mentioned, the Austin Reptile Show is coming up next. And it's a great program. So, we wanted to highlight these pet businesses in a really entertaining and engaging way for you. So we hope that you enjoy the programming that we have put together. This is a 25-hour continuous Streamathon. Again, a fundraiser. So if you have the capacity to donate, all donations are tax deductible and managed through the Players Philanthropy Fund. And then we'll be awarding the grants based on submission and need after this. So one of the submissions actually is from the Austin Reptile Show, and you can find them at austinreptileshows.com. And they say, we at Austin Reptile Shows are working our way through this uncertain time. In the last days of February and the first days of March, we were ramping up to our busiest time of the year, the spring and summer seasons. We are a small family-run animal education company. The fees we charge for our programs are the sole source of funds for our entire reptile operation. As of March 14th, all of our programs have been postponed, put on indefinite hold, or canceled entirely. Caring for the live animals requires not only food and housing, but also a significant amount of electricity, water, equipment, and consumable supplies. The financial loss that we are experiencing has been a huge blow to our organization and family. Austin Reptile Shows will continue to maintain our amazing snakes, lizards, and turtles during this trying time, but we need your help. And that's where you come into play. So if you can donate, please go to Streamathon for pets.com, Streamathon for pets.com. Click the donate button. There's also a silent auction portion where you could pick up some goodies for your pets that are at home, maybe watching with us. So, those are just a few of the over 100 submissions that we have already received for businesses that are in need right now in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. These are great businesses. They provide essential services, and we'll be highlighting more of their testimonials coming up as we move throughout the program today. And in many cases, we'll let them speak for themselves as well. So I'm really excited to turn it back to a more positive note. The education program that we have coming to you is one that relies on live events. Right now, they're not able to do that, so they are asking for your help, but they wanted to still bring the program to you today. So we have Austin Reptile shows. I believe that video is queued up, and we're going to go over to them right now.
So what do you get when you mix a reptile nerd and an elementary school teacher? Austin Reptile shows. Hi, I'm Mr. Mike, and this is my wife, Christy, and we own Austin Reptile Shows. Austin Reptile Shows is all about teaching kids and grown-ups about the amazing world of reptiles through live, up-close experiences. It all started in 2008 when Christy had the idea for a live reptile presentation for the second grade classes at her school. We looked over the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills for Elementary School Science in the state of Texas and got to work outlining a program that would be as fun as it was educational. All the reptiles came from my personal collection. Our first shows were a hit with the kids, teachers, and parents. Before long, we were performing our reptile adventure program at other schools. Birthday parties, libraries, scout groups, and other organizations soon followed, and we got busy. So busy, in fact, that within a few years, I was able to leave my day job as a graphic designer and begin my new career teaching about reptiles. Christy is still teaching second grade full-time, but during the summer, when we are busiest, she also takes the stage. Christy also helps with outreach and developing new content. Since that first program in 2008, Austin Reptile Shows has served over 500 organizations throughout the state of Texas and performed at hundreds of birthday parties. With a rich blend of information, wow moments, and a little silliness, our shows are designed to be as exciting and engaging as they are educational. We discuss types of reptiles, their adaptations, biology, ecology, conservation, and more. Our reptile adventure program features 12 or more live snakes, lizards, and turtles from around the world. It's perfect for all ages and group sizes, from small classes to large assemblies. Other presentation-style programs include Amazing Adaptations, Reptiles of Texas, and more, each featuring specialized content and live reptiles. And many of our shows are hands-on. For special events with large numbers of attendees coming and going, our Reptiles Round the World display is a perfect solution. It features live reptiles on display for visitors to view and learn about, reptile artifacts such as skeletons, eggs, and sheds, and some reptiles will be available for handling throughout the event. Depending on the size of the event and the needs of the customer, the display can be as small as a few reptiles on a single table, or as large as several hundred square feet with dozens of reptiles. Austin Reptile Shows has a perfect family-friendly program for any event. Since we're social distancing, and you can't see us in front of an audience right now, we've recorded a little sample of our animals and content. Enjoy! So today we have real live reptiles from all over the world to share with you and to teach you about. So get a comfortable spot, sit crisscross applesauce, catch a bubble, and get your listening ears on. Perfect. Now we are going to start with my friend Titus. And my friend Titus is a tortoise. Titus is called an African spurred tortoise. And he's called that because he comes from Africa and because he has spurs or spikes under his backside here. Now this guy likes to travel around all day munching on grass and other plants. Because where he comes from, in the grasslands of Africa near the Sahara Desert, it's dry and it's hot, and that's just about all there is for him to eat. But when it gets too hot for him, he has to get out of the sun. So he uses these big powerful claws and these big front legs, and he digs a tunnel and he hides out underground where it's nice and cool. He comes back up in the afternoon, he eats some more, and he goes back underground again at night. Now you might also notice he has big, tough, gnarly scales. Those scales protect him not only from his rugged environment, but also from animals that might want to eat him, like lions. Because lions will actually try to eat these guys. But when the lions come up snarling and growling, he tucks his head into his shell, he covers his head with those big front legs, and the lions cannot get through. So then the lions come around the back and they say, aha, we've got him now. And they try to bite his little back legs. But he tucks in those legs, and all those spurs and spikes stick out, and the lions cannot get through there either. And that is how he stays safe. I want to tell you one more wild and crazy thing about these tortoises. They can get much bigger than this. This kind of tortoise can get to be about 3.5 feet long and weigh more than 200 pounds. It's the third largest kind of tortoise in the world. Now we're going to put our friend Titus away and we're going to see another amazing friend. I wonder if any of you out there like space. I know I like space and my little boy likes space. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why is Mr. Mike talking about space in a reptile show? Well, I'll tell you. A long time ago, in the year 1969, the very first people went to the moon. You might know that. A lot of people know that. But what most people don't know is that before people went to the moon, they had to send animals first to see if it was safe. And in 1968, the year before people went to the moon, the Soviet space program succeeded in doing just that. They sent 2 of these guys, Russian tortoises. This is my little friend Vladimir Skutin, the Russian tortoise. So they put 2 of these guys on a rocket. They sent them to the moon. They went around the moon and came all the way back to Earth. And the rocket capsule splashed down in the ocean. It was supposed to end up on land, but they missed. Luckily, the rocket capsule floated, and they were able to get the little tortoises out, and they checked them out, and they said, yep, they're still safe and sound. I guess we can send living creatures to the moon. And that is the story of how the Russian tortoise became the first animal to go to the moon. Now, the 2 tortoises that you've seen here are herbivores. An herbivore is just a fancy word that means an animal that only likes to eat plants. We're going to see another amazing friend, though. A friend from closer to home, one we can find right here in Texas. It's my little friend, Sebastian Box, the box turtle. Now, box turtles can do some amazing things, friends. First off, they don't get very big. They only get about this big. So he's not a baby. He's all grown up. But even though he doesn't get very big, he can live to be more than 100 years old. Yeah. And box turtles are called omnivores. Now, omnivore is a special word that describes an animal that eats plants and other animals. So he loves leafy plants and fruits and berries, but he also loves to eat worms and bugs and snails and slugs. Ew, right? Yeah. But let me show you what makes the box turtle extra special. You see, he can do something that most turtles cannot do. Watch this. If an animal tries to eat the box turtle, here's what he does. Okay, do your trick, little buddy. If an animal tries to eat the box turtle, he can close his shell like a box. Then he can pop right back out. Most turtles cannot close their shells, and that is how he stays safe. Now we're going to say bye to our little friend Sebastian. Bye, Sebastian. And we are going to see another amazing friend. Now, I have a question for you. Do any of you like lizards? Because I've got some amazing lizards to share with you today. You know what? Let me ask you another question. Does anyone here know what the word nocturnal means? Nocturnal is a word that means an animal that is active at night and sleeps all day, just like my little brother. Well, I have a nocturnal lizard here from India and Pakistan. She's in this high-tech lizard transport container. Let's see what she is. It's our little friend, the leopard gecko. Leopard geckos can do some amazing things. First off, they can see in the dark. Yeah, and they love to run around at night and eat bugs. Do you guys like to eat bugs at night? Neither do I. I don't even like to eat bugs during the daytime, but she loves bugs. But the really cool thing about the leopard gecko is her fat little tail. You see that? And her tail is like that because her body stores fat in her tail. Some of the food that she eats turns into fat, it goes into her tail, and if she cannot find enough food and water, her body can take that back in so that she can survive. But the really cool thing is what happens if an animal tries to eat a leopard gecko. If an animal tries to eat her, and she cannot get away, she can make her own tail pop right off. And it wiggles around on the ground all by itself. And so the other animal will see her wiggly tail and it will get confused. It will think that it caught the whole gecko. So it will stop and eat the gecko's wiggly tail. And the gecko runs away with no tail. And then she grows a new tail later. Most of the lizards we have here in Texas can do the same thing. Now I'm going to put this little friend right back here. Take a break, little friend. And we are going to see another amazing lizard buddy. We're going to see my friend Pogo from Australia. Pogo is a diurnal lizard. And diurnal is just a fancy word that means active in the daytime. Come on out, Pogo, and see the kids. There we go. My friend Pogo is called a bearded dragon. Yeah. And bearded dragons love to sit around all day on rocks and logs, soaking up the sun and having a good time. And when little bugs come by, they run down and eat the little bugs. But they also like to eat leafy plants and sometimes little fruits and berries. But if an animal tries to eat the bearded dragon, he has some tricks to protect himself. If an animal tries to eat him, watch this. He can flatten out his body and all those spikes stick out. The other animals see that and they say, whoa, I could not eat that guy. He's too big and round and spiky. I could never swallow that. But he has another wild and crazy trick. He can make all the skin under his chin stick way out and all those little spiky scales stick out and it turns black. And he goes, and the other animals, they see that and they say, whoa, I'm definitely not messing with that guy. He's crazy. He's got a big spiky pirate beard and his mouth is open and full of teeth. He must be dangerous. So they leave him alone. And that is how our little friend Pogo stays safe. You know, our friend Pogo used to live with a family that had him as a pet, and they had kids. But then they had to move somewhere that did not allow pets. So they sent Pogo to live with us, and we take care of him now, and we keep him safe. Are you guys ready for one more lizard? Yeah, how about one more lizard? Bye, Pogo. There we go. How about if we see another special friend from Australia? Now, this friend is very different from our buddy Pogo. It's my little friend, Pickles. Hey, Pickles, come on out. My friend Pickles is called a blue-tongued skink. And if you notice, he gets his name because he has a blue tongue. Now, right now, Pickles is using his tongue just like a snake does to smell, to see what's going on around him. He smells with his tongue. But that is not all he does. If an animal tries to threaten Pickles, if an animal tries to eat Pickles, he goes, "Dah!" and he sticks out that crazy blue tongue. The other animals see that and they say, whoa, that looks weird and dangerous and unnatural. I'm getting out of here. They stay away from Pickles. Are you dangerous? No, Pickles is very friendly. Our friend Pickles likes to eat little bugs and leafy plants just like Pogo does. He loves little fruits and berries, but at our house, he eats expensive canned puppy food and scrambled eggs and fruit smoothies. Can you believe that? It turns out that all those foods are very nutritious for a growing blue-tongued skink. One more wild and crazy thing about blue-tongued skinks is that they do not lay eggs. Most reptiles lay eggs, but these guys, nope. They just have live, wiggly little babies. Yeah. Now, one more cool thing about Pickles. One more. Our friend Pickles loves to give nose kisses. Watch this. Did you see that? Let's try it again. Whoa! What a great little guy. Okay, Pickles, you take a break here. There we go. Now, friends, I think it's time for us to see some snakes. Yes. You know what? I better sanitize my hands. You see, most of my snakes love to eat lizards. And guess what my fingers smell like now? Yeah, better get these hands sanitized so they don't turn into snake food. I think we're going to start with the cutest snake in the world. I have it right here. the cutest snake in the world. My little friend. Let's get this guy out here. The Hognose Snake. And the Hognose Snake got his name because he has a cute little nose like a pig, like a hog that sticks up. Look at that little nose. Now the Hognose Snake uses his nose to dig in the ground into the soft sandy soil so he can find places to hide, and he can find the frogs and the toads that he likes to eat. But that's not all he does. You see, if an animal tries to eat the Hognose Snake, he has some special tricks too. If an animal messes with him, he starts to huff and puff. He puffs his body up so he looks bigger. He flattens out his head and his neck. It makes him look even larger. He moves from side to side and he goes, he hisses really loud. And it's kind of scary. And if you keep messing with him, he'll snap out and he'll pretend to bite you. But he'll only pretend. He won't really bite you. He'll just poke you with that cute little nose, and that doesn't hurt. It's all a trick. And finally, friends, if none of that makes you leave him alone, that is when it gets really crazy. He starts to shake and twitch his body like there's something wrong with him. Then he poops all over you. Ew! He can also spray out a nasty smelling musk, sort of like a skunk. And if that gets on you, you could stink for days. Most snakes can do that. I'll bet you didn't know that, but they can. So he's spraying nasty stuff all over you, shaking his body all around. He flips over on his back with his tongue hanging out in the dirt, and he plays dead. And if you turn him over the right way, he flips over again like, no, really, I'm dead. So the other animal sees that and they say, ew, I don't want to eat that nasty, stinky, dead, smelly snake. I'm getting out of here. And they leave him alone. And that is how he stays safe. Let's take out another amazing snake, though. How about if we take out a snake that lots of people love to keep as a pet? It's the most popular pet snake in the whole world. Right here in this bag, we have our little buddy, the corn snake. Now, you know what? I'm going to take this corn snake and I'm going to put her right here. And I'm going to take out another one because I brought her sister here today. Yeah. Let's take a look at her sister. Here we are. There's her sister. Look at that. You know what? We'll put her right here. And let's take out one more. What, Mr. Mike? 3 corn snakes? That's crazy! Well, we also brought their dad here today, too. Here we go. There's their dad. Look at that. This is Bowie, the snow corn. Let's put all these guys together. Let's see if we can get this one untangled here. Put this one here. There we go. We'll get this little friend right here. There, look at that nice little pile of corn snakes. Now, corn snakes got their name because farmers would often find them near their cornfields where the corn grows tall. And you know what farmers used to think? They thought those snakes are getting out here and they must be eating our corn. So they did not like the corn snakes and they used to get rid of them every time they saw them. But then they learned something. Snakes don't eat corn. Nope. You see, corn is a plant, and no snake in the whole world eats plants. All snakes eat other animals. Snakes are called carnivores. That means they eat other animals. They're not carnivores. They don't eat corn. It turns out that the corn snakes were looking for rats and mice to eat. You see, rats and mice do go into the cornfields, and they nibble on the corn and the other crops, and they spread nasty diseases to people and animals. And so when the corn snakes eat the rats and mice, it helps the farmers to save their crops. So they're happy. And then the snakes get a free meal, so they're happy. Everybody's happy except maybe for the rats and mice, right? Yeah. Now we're going to put these little guys back, and it is time to see another amazing snake. Let's see if Mr. Mike can get all these snakes untangled. Luckily, I am a professional snake unwrapper, so let's see. Put one here. And let's see if we get this one untangled. One here. Let's put this one here. You know, people often ask me, Mr. Mike, why in the world do you put the snakes in bags? Well, when I take a snake like this and I put it in a bag like this, get in there, silly. And when I wrap it up like this and tie a knot in it like this, now this snake cannot get loose. We don't have to worry about it slithering all over your school or my house or getting loose in my car. Because let me tell you, friends, if you've never lost a snake in a car before, it is not easy to find. When I was a teenager, I lost a big Texas rat snake in my mom's car, and she was not happy with me one bit. She was even less happy with me the time that I lost 15 baby king snakes in the house. Yeah, we found some of them. So when we travel, the snakes ride in these bags for safekeeping. Here we go. Let's put in this last little friend. And we're going to see a very special snake next. We are going to see a snake that actually can pretend to be a different snake. Some of you may have heard of a snake that we have here in Texas called the coral snake. And the coral snake is very, very venomous. But the coral snake gives us a fair warning. It has bright rings of red and yellow and black around its body to scare away other animals. Well, I did not bring a coral snake in here today. I brought a friend that just mimics or pretends to be the coral snake. It's our little buddy, the milk snake. One of my favorite kinds of snakes. So milk snakes have the same bright, crazy colors, and that scares away other animals. And they're called milk snakes because farmers used to find these around their barns near the dairy cows. And you know what the farmers used to think? They thought those snakes are getting out here and they must be milking our cows and drinking all the milk. That's silly. Snakes do not milk cows. Nope. The real reason that these snakes hang out in barns is because they are looking for things like rats and mice and lizards and birds and even other snakes to eat. She's so tough, she can even eat a small rattlesnake. And if a rattlesnake bites her, no problem. The rattlesnake's deadly venom will not even make her sick. So that's our little friend, the milk snake. Now we have another amazing buddy to share with you. We are going to share with you my friend Smeagol from Africa. And Smeagol has been with me for 20 years. Let's get this little guy out here. Hey Smeagol, come see the kids. Our friend Smeagol is called a ball python. And he's called a ball python because if an animal tries to eat him, he rolls up into a ball with his head in the center to protect himself. It makes him look too big to eat. But he also has a cool secret weapon. On the end of his little face here, there are lots of little holes. And those little holes are heat sensors. It's like a night vision, infrared camera. He can actually see the body heat of the warm-blooded little animals he eats. And he can snap out and catch them, even in the dark. And that's how he catches his prey. Mostly rodents. He loves to eat rodents like rats and mice. There we go. These snakes can live to be over 40 or even 50 years old. And he is about 5 feet long and weighs around 9 or 10 pounds. We're going to put our friend Smeagol back in here. And we have one more amazing reptile to share with you all today. From Central and South America, from the forests and the jungles, we have my friend Carmelita. Let's see Carmelita. Hey Carmelita. My friend Carmelita is a boa constrictor. And boa constrictors like Carmelita, they love to eat things like rats and rabbits and chickens and guinea pigs and parrots and monkeys and even small goats and deer. Any small mammal or bird she gets a hold of, she'll take down and eat, even something twice as big around as her own body. And just like most of the other snakes you saw today, Carmelita squeezes or constricts the animals that she eats so she can stop them in their tracks and eat them safely. Let's stretch Carmelita out on the table and see just how long she is. We'll put one end here. We'll put the other end over here. Look at that. She's longer than my table. Carmelita is about 7 feet long and still growing. She weighs about 25 pounds and she's about 10 years old. There we go. Carmelita was a rescue. She came from a home that could no longer care for her, so they sent her to live with us. And we take care of her now. And boa constrictors, unlike most of the other reptiles you see today, They do not lay eggs. Boa constrictors have live, wiggly little babies, up to 50 at a time. Now we are almost at the end of our time together today, but I'm going to need to wrap Carmelita up in here before we wrap up our program. So let's see if we can get her back in the box. Come on, Carmelita, get in there, silly. Come on, get down there. Oh, she wants to come back out and play. Hey, silly snake, you've got to get in there. All right. There we are. I hope you enjoyed meeting some of our reptile friends today. If you'd like to find out more, please visit us online at austinreptileshows.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/austinreptileshows, and look for upcoming content on YouTube. With the current health situation in our country, all of our customers are closed, so we're unable to perform any of our live programs. In addition to the loss of our salaries, the income we have lost due to the coronavirus pandemic means we are currently relying on donations to cover the expenses of maintaining our animals. If you'd like to support our work, especially during this trying time, please visit austinreptileshows.com/contact for links to our Patreon and PayPal donation options. We appreciate any help you can provide. Thank you all and have a great day.